Hello, I'm John Bachman. You've heard all about the scandal at NBC News. Now you can hear Brian Williams try to explain it himself. The anchor's first and only interview about the questionable accounts of his time covering the Iraq War is now online. The independent news organization Stars and Stripes, which focuses on the military, has the full interview up now. You can find a link at Newsmax.com as well. Stars and Stripes reporter Travis Tritton was the first story to break this open about Williams' false claims about taking enemy fire in a helicopter in Iraq. Tritton said the NBC newsman, how could he possibly get these details wrong?
We were all, I think, scared. I have yet to meet the veteran who doesn't admit to, cinching up a little bit when it starts.
Now, in addition to taking a hit to his reputation, Williams also took a hit in the ratings last Friday. New numbers out now show this afternoon that Williams' nightly newscast was beaten soundly by ABC World News Tonight on Friday. Also tonight, Williams' replacement Lester Holt will serve as Williams imposes a self-sanctioned suspension. President Obama is about to make an official request to target ISIS on Wednesday. We expect the president to send to Congress a request to use military force against the terrorist group. President Obama launched an air campaign in August against ISIS, but he did so without congressional approval. Meanwhile, ISIS releases new propaganda video featuring captured British journalist John Cantley speaking directly to the camera. Cantley says this will be his last film in the series. The freelance journalist was kidnapped in Syria along with murdered American journalist James Foley back in November of 2012. Also, President Obama now says he is considering to provide military assistance to Ukraine in their fight against Russian-backed rebels, but he failed to give any real details today. The president met with German Chancellor Angela Merkel as well today. The two leaders seem to disagree on how to handle the ongoing fighting in Ukraine. Merkel is urging the U.S. to hold off on sending more military aid to Kiev, which may include anti-tank missiles, but President Obama says he hasn't taken any options off the table.
If, in fact, diplomacy fails, what I've asked my team to do is to look at all options, and the possibility of lethal defensive weapons is one of those options that's being examined.
Well, the president has so far resisted sending that military aid. Meantime, Germany and France are set to lead peace talks between Moscow and Kiev later this week. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he will travel to Washington to speak before Congress next month, despite calls to cancel his speech. His remarks at an election rally came amid an uproar over his planned speech to Congress about Iran. House Speaker John Boehner also extended the invitation without discussing it beforehand with the White House. The House Speaker says today that the meeting, in fact, is still on. And it's been another miserable Monday for people in the Northeast. Winter storm warnings are still in effect for parts of New York State and much of New England. 1.5 feet of snow is already in the ground in areas near Boston, which has already endured another 2 significant snowfalls in recent weeks. We'll have another Newsmax Now update coming up for you in 30 minutes.